give that actual like hair like effect, you know, like the how a hair comes to a point. I'm just gonna be taking, I just dropped it on the floor, but that's okay. Spray and it just leaves like the most beautiful it just got in my mouth. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be back. I'm going to be doing so many fun and exciting videos. I have a ton of new ideas and I can't wait to start filming them for you. The first video that I'm going to be doing is my like go-to makeup routine. This is like the technique that I've been using every day when I get ready. So without any further ado, we're going to get right into it. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to be doing is filling in my brows. I'm using the Dip Brow in dark brown from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm going to be applying that with the 7B angled brush. It has a little spoolie on the other end, also from ABH. Alright, so I'm going in and I'm just going to be brushing the brow hairs up and outwards, as so. So I'm going to start off by drawing a nice straight line right on the under part of my brow. And then I'm going to be flicking any excess product that I have on the brush upwards. I'm going to be creating little hair-like strokes on the parts of my brow where I am lacking some hairs. And then for the top of the brow, I'm not going to be drawing a straight defined line how I did on the bottom, just because that's when they can start to look like a little fakey. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press, and I haven't picked up anything else on my brush just yet. I'm going to go in and I'm going to start at the top and just like flick them down. Like little hair-like strokes. And then for the front of the brow, this is where it can get a little bit tricky. And this is where you want to make sure that you're not doing it too harsh, because that's where it's going to look like that really like box out eyebrow. We do not want that. We want it to look like actual hairs that are growing there. So you're going to take it and you're literally just going to press straight up. And you're literally just going to keep doing that. And I actually like to go above just because we are going to go in and clean up the eyebrow anyway with concealer. So we're going to be wiping that away, but that's going to give that actual like hair like effect, you know, like the how a hair comes to a point. It's not actually like very blunt and defined. And then I always go in and I just like brush through just to see if I missed any of the spots I need to go back in. I think I'm going to go back in right here with just a little bit more of the pomade to fill that in. So this is what it looks like after just doing the dip brow. I'm going to go back in and I'm going to do this eyebrow. You guys can see the difference. This one just looks much more defined and it has like a much nicer shape than this one. I mean, granted, this is like my good eyebrow. I'm going to try and make this one as close to this one as I can. And I'm going to be right back and I'm going to show you guys how I clean them up. Alright, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to clean up my brows with some concealer. I'm using the 1.5 concealer by ABH. I like to use this one just because it's thicker and it'll kind of like cover up any stray hairs that I have. So what I'm going to do is I always start on the inside part of my brow, and I'm going to show you guys what to do so I make sure that the brows are nice and even, because I used to struggle. One eyebrow used to be like higher than the other and I looked kind of crazy because they actually didn't match and they were supposed to. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it so that they are on the same level. And I'm going to go in and do the top of the brow. And I try and do this in like one swooping motion. That'll give you like the most defined line as possible. I'm going to connect this line to this brow and this one to this brow. So we're gonna look a little crazy, but we're gonna blend that line out. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. And we're gonna do same thing on the top. Alright, so to blend this out, I'm going in with this Motives brush. It's just a regular crease brush. You could use anything. And I'm just going to be blending this out. And then if you have any spots that you feel like you need to add in or fill in, or, you know, something happened, you could just go back in with that angled brush. I'll go in with it clean, like I won't actually pick up any more product. and just kind of like fix any areas that I feel like need some help. Alright, so now we're gonna move on to the eyes. I actually have these individual lashes on, which I'm not like crazy about, but I think I'm just gonna leave them on and do my wing liner over top. I always do the eyes before the face just because if I mess anything up, I feel like it's a lot easier to clean it up with when you have nothing on your face as opposed to once you're done doing your foundation and everything. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do my wing liner. I'm gonna show you guys how I do that. The first thing I always do, whether I'm doing eyeshadow or not, which I really don't wear eyeshadow on a day-to-day basis, at least not on my lid. Sometimes I'll smoke out my lower lash line, which is what I'm going to be doing today, but for an everyday basis, I usually will just do like a wing liner. But I'm going to go in with the waterproof cream color in Honey. It's just like a skin-colored eye base. I love this because it is waterproof, and honestly you really don't even need to set it with the powder. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that same brush that I used to clean up my brows, and I'm going to be taking some of the waterproof cream color on there, and I'm just going to be applying this to my lid. I'm going to show you guys. So once I'm done applying that to my lid, I'm going in with the Duo Fiber brush, and I'm just going to be blending in that that waterproof cream color. I want to make sure that I get a nice like even layer of this all over my lid. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be applying a primer. I like to do this before I do my wing liner just because while I'm actually applying the liner, I can let it like settle into my skin and really have it like absorb into my pores instead of like applying it, waiting, and then applying foundation. It kind of like cuts out like a little bit of time, especially in the morning when I'm trying to get ready. I like to do this. The primer I'm going to be using is by SmashBox. I have this little mini travel one that I got in my BoxyCharm. I'm just going to be taking, I just dropped it on the floor, but that's okay. So I'm taking about this much, like a little bit bigger than a pea, and I'm going to be pressing that into my pores, especially right in the center of my face right here. And I'm literally going to be like pressing it into the skin. I like to do this with my hands just because I feel like the warmth from my fingers will really like get it in there. And then while I'm applying my liner, that'll give that time to really soak into my skin. Alright, so the liner that I've been loving lately is the NYX Matte Liquid liner in black. For a really long time, I was using the gel like pot eyeliners and applying that with an angled brush, which was fine. It's just so time consuming like to get like that perfect line. I love this because it's like so quick in 1, 2, 3, and it dries so quick and matte, and it's just so much easier to apply. I also love that it's like super black, and if anything, if I will take the time to do like a gel liner, I'll go over it with this just to kind of like seal everything in place and really give it that like sharp defined line. So I'm going to show you guys how to apply this. I am planning on doing like a in-depth how do you do perfect wing liner, so I'm just going to like kind of speed through this, and you know, I'll do a more in-depth video later on. Maybe I'll do like a how to do wing liner and apply lashes video. Honestly, these eyelashes are giving me such a hard time. I really truly hate them. They're like all bunching up in the corner over here, and I just don't understand why. I can't ever see myself doing this ever again. I hate it. This side came out much better than this one. I just like, I don't understand. I would so much rather put a strip lash on. I feel like it looks a million times better, but whatever. Alright, so now that I'm done with my eyes, I'm going to go in and I'm going to do my foundation. I have been loving this new technique. Wait until you guys see what I've been doing. It's amazing. I can't believe I've never thought of it before. I love it. So, I'm going in with 2 stick foundations. They're both from ABH, and one of them is darker, one of them is lighter. The caramel one is when I'm like my absolute darkest, which obviously I am not right now. And the beige is when I'm like pretty fair, which I'm also like kind of in between. You can see my neck is a lot darker than my face, so I'm going to match my face to my neck just because I am spray tanned, so I want it to like match the rest of my body. So I'm going to take beige, which is the lighter one, and I'm going to be applying that to all of the high points of my face. So under my eyes, I try not to put product directly underneath my eyes just because I am also going in with concealer. And if you put too much product under there, it can start to look really cakey and just like not a good situation. So I'll try to apply this like right underneath that area because we are going in and putting more product under there anyway. So I'm just gonna go in and put that under my eyes. And then right under here, I'm gonna kind of connect that on my upper lip, my chin, my forehead, and the same thing on the other side. Once I applied the lighter foundation to all the high points of my face, I'm going in with the darker one, and I'm going to be applying that where I want to create more of like a shadow to contour, if you will. I'm also going to be putting that on the sides of my nose. Alright, so now once we've applied that to my face, I'm going to go in with my Morphe M462 brush, and I'm going to be blending that in. When my skin is on the drier side, I will apply an oil to the brush or directly on my face, and that will kind of help me blend out the makeup a little bit better. Okay, so the next thing is concealer. I'm going in with the Tarte Shape Tape. It took me forever to jump on this bandwagon. I don't know why, because this concealer is the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't believe it took me so long to use it. Everybody raved about it, and I was like, really? Like, how great could it possibly be? Better than what I ever imagined, honestly. If you haven't tried this, go try it. Just go and just try it. I'm telling you, it'll change your life. And I love that this dofa is like huge. I don't know why, like, no one's come up with this sooner. It's just genius. I love it. Okay, so I'm going in with a damp beauty blender. I like strayed away from this for some reason, and I started using it once I used this concealer, and I couldn't understand why I stopped using it because I love the beauty blender. It's amazing. It's like the handiest little tool. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to go in with my setting powder. I used the Laura Mercier for like ever, and it was amazing. And then I switched to the banana powder, which was really nice, but I don't know. There was just something about it that I wasn't loving. But I switched over to the Cover FX, what is it called? The Perfect Setting Powder, because everybody was raving about it, and they say that it's better than the Laura Mercier because this doesn't have any talc in it, which is found in the Laura Mercier. And I really, really like this. It's amazing. It's been setting my makeup very nicely, and it has been prolonging the wear, I think. So yeah, I've been using this. If you guys are on the fence about buying it, go to Sephora and just give it a try. I asked the girl that was working, and she said the same thing. She was like, it's all about personal preference. You know, she's like, try it out. If you don't like it, you could always return it and get the Laura Mercier. So I'm just going to be taking the powder onto the beauty blender like this. And what I found, I get very oily and I get some texture in this area. So what I'll do is I'll literally start applying the powder right here. Right here, and I don't like to actually bake, but what I'll do is I'll take like a generous amount of the powder and I'll kind of like spread it throughout this under eye area, and that's been my favorite way to apply powder. And honestly, you want to use as little product as possible in that under eye area just because it will crease and it will look very what's it called, cakey, at least for me, just because my skin is very dry. It'll look like kind of crepey and, you know, not nice. Basically, whatever is left in the top of this powder, and what I'll do is I'll take like a big fluffy brush. I get so many questions about this brush, by the way. It's from Sephora. It's the number 61. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that. It's number 61. This is what it looks like. The last I checked, they don't have this at Sephora anymore. I know that Morphe has a brush that's very similar. If you guys go on their website, I believe it's from the Elight collection. And I'll just go in with this and I'll set the rest of my face. And then I'll go in with my Anastasia Powder Contour Kit. I'm going to be taking this shade right here, and I'm going to be bronzing up the perimeter of my face and like contouring kind of, but not really. I'm just mostly bronzing. I'm going in with this brush, also by ABH. This is the 820. I love that it's like dome shaped and it gets like really in that cheekbone. I'm going to show you guys how I do that. So I'm taking this and I'm just going to tap off the excess just because these are like super pigmented, and I'm going to go in and start bronzing up my face like this. And then bring it down to my jawline and on the outside of my forehead like this. And you can kind of see how that like slimmed out my face and just made it look very nice and chiseled. Whereas this side is kind of like all flat in one color. Whereas this side, there's like more dimension to it. Okay, you guys, so my camera just died. I apologize. But I'm going to go in and I'm going to do my lower lash line. I'm taking my Violet Voss Holy Grail palette. And I'm going to be taking this shade Teddy Bear, and I'm going to be applying that right on like the outer corner of my eye. I'm just taking a tiny definer brush and going right in there. I'm going to be taking this transition color and I'm going to be using that to smoke out and diffuse that line just so it's not like super harsh or anything. It would be nice and smoked out. Alright, so we can't forget like the absolute most important part. We have to highlight. So I got the new Aurora palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Ooh, it's so nice. I've been using this green color right here. Oh my god, it gives you like the most gorgeous like goldish greenish glow ever. This is called Helia. Oh my god, you guys are gonna die. Wait until you see this. All right, so I'm taking the A23 brush by Anastasia Beverly Hills and I'm just using that to pick up some of this, and wait until you guys see this. It's magic. Like, oh my god, do you die? So pretty. I'm gonna take that on my brow bone and what's that there? I'm gonna be taking the Sun Dipped Glow Kit, also by ABH, and I'm gonna be taking this bronze color right here. And watch what I'm about to do. Ready? So I'm taking a big fan brush like this, and I'm gonna go into this color right here. And I'm gonna apply that right underneath my cheekbone. And it just gives like the most perfect like bronzed look ever. I can't. This is like perfect. And especially when like you're really tan, this just looks absolutely gorgeous. Alright, so while that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and apply my liquid lipstick. I'm using Ashton by ABH. This has been like my go-to color lately. But first, I just got my lips done. I'm going to do a video about that soon. I'm going to go in and exfoliate my lips just because they're like a little crusty crust, you know? So this is the Tarte, what is this called? Lip facial. This is really nice. It's like a little lip gloss thing and you just go in and you scrub. If you suffer from dry lips, this is amazing. Alright, so now for liquid lipstick, I'm going in with Anastasia Beverly Hills Ashton. This is like my go-to color lately. This very like brownish nude color. I think it's amazing. So now once we got our lip color on, I'm going in and I'm just going to brush this powder away. And see how that just created like a really nice defined cheekbone. Oh, and while I was off camera, I went in and I applied some of that Aurora highlight on the inner corner of my eye just to brighten everything up. Alright, and now finally I'm going in with my Morphe Prep and Set. This is amazing. Watch. It's like an aerosol. Like a hairspray can. It's like a continuous spray and it just leaves like the most beautiful... It just got in my mouth. It leaves like the most like beautiful like soft finish on the face. You could apply this before your makeup too, but I forgot, so that's fine. I'll just do it after. And what I found with setting sprays, any setting spray, is I don't like to apply it to the very center of my face. I'll mainly focus it on the outskirts, and I'll try and avoid like my eyes area just so it doesn't run or anything. Alright, so I'm just gonna go in and I'll kind of like cover my face either like with the palette or with my hand, and I'll show you guys what I do. I just kind of go in. Whew. I'll spray that. And this just kind of like melts all the creams into the powders and it gives you that nice like wet looking finish, and it makes your makeup last a lot longer. Okay. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look. This is like my go-to like everyday look. Obviously, sometimes I'll like skip a few steps, but when I'm doing like full glam for like a day-to-day purpose, like this is, you know, the look that I usually go for. And yeah, I think it looks like really nice and, you know, not like overdone or anything. It's just kind of like, I work in a hair salon, so I kind of have to look like put together and just like, you know, finished. And I think, you know, this look achieves that. So yeah, I hope you guys like these talk through tutorials. I would like to do more of these just because I feel like these are the videos that I like to watch the most. And yeah, leave me any video requests down below. I want to do more like my favorite brushes, you know, like a night out look, just like anything, you know, what's in my travel bag type of stuff. Just like cool videos, maybe like some tags, leave me some tags down below that you guys want to see, maybe some, you know, hair videos. I really haven't done one of those. Maybe I'll do like a refresher of how I dye my hair because the video that I have is pretty old. I still do like the same thing, but you know, maybe I'll like do an updated version of it. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I appreciate all of you guys so much. Thank you for bearing with me. For those of you that are watching this, I'm sorry if you are one of my followers and I've let you down in the past. I'm like the worst, but I'm gonna get back into YouTube. I'm gonna get back into videos, and you know, I hope that you guys aren't so mad at me, but I promise I'm gonna make up for it. I want to make my channel like a really cool and like fun place where you guys can come and just kind of like chill out, just because like that's what YouTube is for me, and I kind of want to like give you guys an outlet like that. And yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. You're amazing, and I'll see you next time.